Alrighty, so we've got another session of our Burning Veil Scions of the Skyfire, but before we get too far into what is to come, let's get a quick introduction of who we got at the table. Any volunteers?
Yeah, hey, what's up? I'm Thresh. I play Bracken. He's a Kender monk fighter. Good at punching and kicking, not too good at talking, but trying his best.
Alrighty, heck yeah.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm playing Avi. She's a half-elf bard sorcerer. Uh, she cares deeply for her friends. She is constantly quietly singing or humming, and she's just a little spooky.
Alright, amazing.
And my name is Brent, and I'll be playing Cecil Darkholm. He is a Cavalier Moon Cleric who is here to continue supporting his friends, as they definitely helped him help his city.
Alrighty, so yeah, a lot has happened. We've had some things happening in Vale the Mortalis, particularly in Darkholm, and well, while that had been handled, you still had things to deal with back in Vale de Fera, Sprinifera to be exact, and well, you went and handled that as well. Some might say in a brutal fashion, in a particular hallway, but things turned out well. We're able to rescue Herleman, Bracken's uncle, from imprisonment without jailbreaking. You guys did it quite above the table. But now it is time for you to return to Volumianth and other areas. But you spent the night once more with Herleman at his abode, and you are able to now prepare to set out on your journey. Perhaps you can see if Ulcus is still in town. But it's up to you all.
So y'all think we can make it on our own to Volumianth, or should we find Olcus?
It might be best to find Olcus.
A guide would be helpful. He seems comfortable out there.
Yeah, I was very easily pulled off of the trail the last time. Let's go find him.
Alrighty. So, he was staying at the Tame Throne Inn and Pub, which you all had been to before, so it's not difficult to make your way back there. And as you arrive, it's just about breakfast time, maybe in the middle of the serving hours, maybe getting closer to the end of it. But there are people eating and enjoying. There's the rich smell of breakfast gravies and sauteed sausages, tomatoes, eggs. It's a lovely scent early in the morning.
Mm.
We see him right off the bat.
Yeah, you'd, looking around, through everybody, would notice him, sort of, on his own, picking away at a plate. It's mostly finished by now.
Well, there he is. I'll kind of walk over, sit down.
As he looks up, gives a bit of a smile, and, well, good morning.
Morning. How was your breakfast?
Not the best that I've had, but suitable.
It's not as good as breakfast.
Kraken don't have a little smile with that.
Sure.
No, just not.
All right.
Um. So, we've kind of finished up our business here. Um, and we're hoping if maybe you weren't busy, you could help us get back to Volumian.
Well, I've not been able to pick up much jobs here. Sure, I can get you back.
That's great.
And after that, he takes a few moments just to go grab his things from the room he's kept, but besides that, the group is able to set out fairly quick. And as we move through our Wildewitch domain, might I get something a little bit more befitting of your depths?
Did boat music too?
Here, so what did you say? What was that?
Let's do this.
Oh no. She types spooky in the Sirenscape.
Well, yeah, you're in the domain of night.
I don't like it.
All right.
For what?
Uh, then, yeah, let's begin with your journey back to the city.
You put on Sea Shanty too?
No. So, as you are traveling, luckily there's no rain this time, in this portion. At least not yet. And why don't we get, any of you can roll for me a survival check, and you'll have advantage, because you have Ulcus with you.
I
You're
roll.
Cecil.
Oh no, hang on. 16.
Beautiful. All right. I will keep your 16 in mind as your group travels. And let us see how your day goes.
Well, I would hope. I mean, damn. Don't wish a bad day on us.
Well, we'll find out. Alright. So, as you're moving this day, you are making great time. However, something does happen. Can we have from Cecil another roll, just a straight d20?
15.
After a few hours of travel, you enter into a portion of the darkened forest where you see these globes of light. They are white blue in their color, and they streak across the area around you in very intricate patterns, it looks like. And yeah, that's just what you're noticing right now.
Mm.
Interesting. Nice walk, huh?
I don't trust lots in the forest no more.
Yeah. You don't think they're guiding us?
Olcus is guiding us.
Oh,
I'm
you're right.
trying to ignore these lights.
Cecil steers away from the lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Olcus, you can see, is like looking at them. His brow is a little furrowed as if he's trying to discern what they might be.
What do you think they are, Ulcus?
I don't know. I think there's some sort of veiled
Well, I mean, if you
faring,
had to guess.
veiled faring veil phenomenon. Don't think they're any sort of creature, nothing.
Hmm.
I don't know what exactly they might do, so caution perhaps is best. Alright, so as you continue along the way, things continue without much hazard, and soon you've traveled a full day in Valdefera, and you're starting to see in the distance the shift of the domains. It seems that you are coming up to the edge of night and twilight. Not quite out of it yet, but close. And you need to find a place to rest. So, I'll ask for a group survival roll here.
Is it with advantage with Ulcus?
No, Olcus is rolling and will help your total.
Hmm.
Alright. You do pretty well. You find an area that is dry ground, has suitable cover, and seems to be away from any of the major game tracks you have seen. Perfectly nice place to settle in for the evening.
I guess it's best we start making camp then.
Bracken, with a 7, you find a nice rock in the area.
Look
Yeah.
how big and flat it is. This will be
That's-
great for putting our stuff on.
It's such a great rock. Good job.
Thanks. I used my eyes to find it.
Yeah, I bet you heat that up real good. You could cook on it.
Yeah, I bet I could.
I bet you could.
I don't know. I think his breakfast already rocks enough.
Oh wow. That's good.
These jokes are gonna leave me stone cold.
All right. There wasn't an invitation for more rock jokes.
I would like to make a roll to the DM privately.
You are welcome to do so.
Are you saying you're taking these rocks jokes for granted, Tid?
I'm gonna go set up my spot.
Ulcus has already started setting up and is like completely ignoring the rock jokes.
You all can't hide from the truth.
Yeah. Someone's really having an issue hiding things.
Mm-mm-mm.
But, yeah, you guys are able to set up camp. And it is, I guess, time to decide your watch order.
I'll take first.
Cecil goes second.
And then Bracken brings up the rear.
Ulcus will join you, Bracken.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. Then, since you are the first for our watch, let's get a perception check from you.
That's an 18.
Alrighty. I'll keep in mind the 18 on your watch, but
Okay.
what is your watch looking like? Any actions, thoughts?
You know, Avi's pretty antsy. She wants to get back. And she's got Kedrick make pretty clothes. She wants to give him those. And she's also concerned for Ron. And wants to know more about the situation. So inside she's being very impatient. But on the outside she's trying to keep it together a little bit.
Okay. Avi, what's your passive perception?
17.
So you're thinking through this, and your mind's just crawling a little bit away from you. You are suddenly snapped back into your watch duties as you hear the snapping of a twig, not too far away from your camp.
Mhm.
Looking off in that direction, I want you to roll for me either a perception or investigation check.
Just saying.
Okay.
Let's get 22.
22, that's great. As you peer, it's hard to see in the darkness that you come to know in this portion of Valdefera. But you see the movement in your eyes with your enhanced vision. You're able to make out what it is. You see this massive collection of plants as it moves on its own, sort of shambling through the area. But it does not seem to notice your camp. You just notice that it moves further along its own winding path.
Right. That's cool. This place is the best. I'm
Alright.
gonna make a mental note to tell Cecil about it when I wake him up.
Alrighty. And nothing else really happens upon your your watch, and then it is Cecil's turn.
Perception?
Perception.
15 again.
I will keep your 15 in mind. Cecil, what does your watch look like?
Cecil's keeping an eye on the perimeter. He's thinking a lot about all those letters that he still has back in the city, that I guess he could send now, but they're also kind of, not applicable. So he's wondering if he should send them with like addendums, or if he should edit them, or if he should just throw them away, or deliver them himself now at some point if they ever make it back that way, assuming that his room hasn't been, taken over by somebody else. He'd think about the letters that he could send now.
As you're thinking about your letters, your watch passes quickly and without incident, but you are, of course, mindful of what Avi had mentioned to you.
Yeah, big plant thing.
Yeah, big plant thing. But nothing seems to come towards you. Which will then bring us to our third watch with Bracken and Ulcus.
Yeah.
So, let us get some survival rolls. No, perception. Sorry.
Perception.
Yeah, I was looking at something else and my mind slipped.
The dynamic duo back at it again.
Look at that. Alright, I've got your perceptions noted. What does your watch look like?
Brecken's keeping eyes and ears out, but as usual, he's starting to pack up his things to get ready for the day, getting things collected to make breakfast for everybody, making, the usual rounds as third shift does.
Okay. As you're in this process, you are just about halfway through making breakfast. This is about the time that everyone is waking up, so I'll say everyone can consider this as a long rest.
What?
When your attention, Bracken, is pulled to something in the distance, you would notice a large figure moving closer and closer, and as it gets closer, you would notice that it is fungal. And you have just enough time to alert everybody if you wish.
Hey, everybody, there's something coming.
Uh-oh.
So as the rest of you are able to be aware now and start getting up a little quicker, you would notice that the figure that is coming to you, it is not alone. There are other also fungal entities coming behind it, though they're not entirely fungal. They seem to have been at one point something else. And as Ulcus sort of grabs his longbow and starts moving back. Those look to be myconids. They're spore servants. Definitely not something we want to anger. It looks like perhaps they're on some sort of agenda.
So not friendly.
Well, maybe
Varies.
they are. They could be nice. Just, chill out.
So, as they are getting
Do
closer
they seem
to...
threatening?
They are aiming directly towards your camp, and they do not seem to be showing any signs of moving out of the way or trying to pause to parlay or anything. They seem very direct.
Maybe we're just in their way.
Maybe.
Maybe.
What do you do?
Bracken will brace to fight, but he's not going to make the first move until whatever these
gonna-
things are does.
I'm gonna step out of the way, pick up my stuff, and step out of the way so I'm not, in their path.
Okay. So, I know that Avi's moved out of the way. Bracken's bracing to fight.
Not
Let's
to
be
fight,
fools.
but to...
Yeah, I'll scoot out of the way.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. I will scooch a little bit in that case.
Okay. Scooching out of their way, you are able to let them pass, and for anyone that didn't grab their stuff, you watch as these creatures on whatever warpath they're on stamp over your items, uncaring, and so, I believe the people that didn't grab their items were everyone but Avi. So, and Cecil and Bracken roll for me a D100.
Well, hey now.
Should have picked up your stuff.
I didn't...
Alright, give me un momento as I do some DM snooping. Okay, cool. Alright. We'll save that one for last. Bracken.
Yeah.
So, your tinderbox is broken. It's all
Ah, hell.
bent and just there's some areas that are crunched up, hard to open even to get to the contents inside. Cecil, one half of your bongos is also broken.
Oh,
And you hear a sharp crackling sound.
do the passerbys also hear a sharp crackling sound?
Anyone who gets close to your pack would hear a sharp crackling sound.
I will investigate it.
Cool. Give me an investigation check. All right.
Nice 10.
A 10. You're able to find this before anything bad happens. And the crackling sound comes from a pouch that was holding a crystal that you had picked up.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What's it doing?
You just hear it crackling inside the pouch.
Inside the pooch.
Talking about a Dustler crystal?
It-
I don't remember.
It's in your inventory.
Oh, there's a lot of things in my inventory.
Well, there's one thing that is...
I'm gonna throw it.
'Kay.
Because
I'll
I
delete
I
that.
named it the explodey purple crystal.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't
I'll
like
throw
it.
it. I'll throw it into the woods.
Alright, as you throw it, maybe about, like, 2 seconds from leaving your hand, the small pouch, tears itself as the crystal bursts.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Well, I'm glad you got it out of our camp.
You think anything hurt it?
I don't know. But maybe we ought to go. How bad are the bongos?
Well, it was stepped on by a very large plant. So I'd
Some
say,
mending probably.
yeah, mending I don't think is gonna work here.
Okay.
You gotta get these to like a repairman. Maybe there's like a bongo specialty shop in one of the cities.
Maybe.
We
We'll
can
have
fix it
to-
later.
Yeah, maybe we'll look in Volumia before we leave. I hate for you to be without your bongos for too long.
Thanks. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I've got another day of travel, and that was quite a way to wake up. So, when we set out?
That sounds good. We
Alright.
got breakfast to go.
Yeah, I'm glad I cooked before they came through. I'm not going to be able to cook until we get to town to get a new one.
Mm.
And I'm not the best at finding things that are typically cooked, but I can find things that we can eat.
Fair enough.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll make it work. It's only a couple days travel
fine.
anyway, right?
It's fine.
Yeah, we'll manage.
Let's go.
Alright. The next. Who would like to roll today's survival check? Again, you have
I'll go
advantage
for it.
because of Ulcus.
I'll give it a run. Thank God. Thank you, Ulcus.
Alright, so, travel seems to be starting on a good foot. Again, you were able to see the border between night and twilight just last evening. It is before midday that you are able to actually, cross over into the domain of twilight, so you actually start to see some sunshine coming in. And let's just see how well your travel is going. It's my dice roller. As you're traveling, it's been most of the day with fairly simple travels, not much in the form of hazardous landscape, at least no more than what is typical, and as you're getting closer, to what looks to be the Gloamtide River, you're not in its direct path, it's more parallel to you. You would hear something large. And as it's moving, I'd like everyone to roll for me perception checks. Uh,
Yeah.
as you're hearing this thing, you turn, trying to peer closer, and it is coming from the direction of the Gloamtide River. And it is this huge entity that sort of moves across the land like a lizard. But it's no lizard that you've ever seen. It's too large and moves too much, and that's when you would notice that there is not just a bunch of movement, but multiple heads upon this lizard.
Yeah. Would I know what this creature is? I feel like I know what this creature is, but would Bracken know?
The
Bracken,
dinosaur.
why don't you roll for me a nature check, Bracken?
A Nature check.
Yeah. Yeah, you would know what this creature is. It looks to be a hydra, which
Dinosaur.
typically doesn't appear in the Twilight domain. It's more at home in the more darker domains, but it's not unheard of.
Gotcha. Interesting. And I will point this out to the crowd and be like, hey, friends, we got a Hydra over there.
What's
Mm,
that?
It's a
Oh, I see
many-headed
it.
creature up to no good.
The dinosaur.
Well,
As it's moving closer, you start to hear the trees crunch under its claws, and that's when you would all notice the Hydra isn't on its own. You would see that it is actually some sort of mount, as it has a saddle, and its rider, this sort of twisted figure with a glowing yellow-orange eye. a hunch to it. And as it spots you, it snarls and gives an order. And let me see something here real quick. Some more DM snooping on my part.
You gotta
Oh,
stop
hey,
that.
yeah, you need to cut that out.
I quite enjoy it. Just as I expected. None of you quite understand what has been said. But you would be able to tell that whatever has been said was some sort of command towards the Hydra, as all of its heads snap towards you.
Oh,
Nobody want to talk anymore.
now why can't we be civil?
Oh. I'll ask for an insight check here.
Civility check?
Avi definitely recognizes this. Avi, the writer is looking at your group with hunger in his eyes.
Oh, he wants to eat us.
Why would he
And-
want to eat us?
I don't know.
But I am going to ask for initiatives to be rolled at this moment.
Yeah. Oh.
What if we didn't and said we did it instead?
Well, then I'll just self-assign you an initiative.
Oh my god. It's just no winning with.
Alright, I want some good battle music here.
About to be a problem.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I welcome it. Alright, so... That's going to be... Bracken first. Then Avi. Ulcus. Our hungry friend is Hydra Mount. And then Cecil. So, Bracken, first to act.
Well, I guess the dumbest thing I'm gonna say today, but also the thing that's going to happen is I'm going to charge the Hydra and try to punch it.
Amazing.
Because that
How
feels
far?
very dumb coming out of my mouth. But...
Yeah, how far is it from us?
I'd say at the start of the encounter, it's about 40 feet away.
Okay.
I clear that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to clear that, and I'm going to try and trip attack the Hydra
Okay.
twice, and then I'm going to patient defense.
Okay. Make your attack rolls.
An 18 at the lowest.
Both will hit.
Beautiful. So that's boom, bam, and I need 2 18 strength saves.
The first one's a 22.
Jesus.
But the second one's a 12.
I trip the Hydra.
You do trip the Hydra. And anything else from Bracken?
Nope.
Okay. Avi, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna step forward 10 feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast haste on Bracken.
Okay.
Oh, party time.
Uh-huh. And then I'm gonna step back 20 feet and send a bardic to Cecil.
Alright. Cecil's got a party. Then with that, it is gonna be Ulcus, his turn coming up. What does Ulcus want to do? Ulcus is gonna do some attacks here. He's going to shoot his longbow twice at the rider. That is a hit. And another hit. God damn, minimum damage on both of them. Okay. Which will then bring us to our rider's turn, and the rider is going to try and hit Bracken. And did that, so that's only going to be 11 to hit.
That will not.
And with the frustration here of the Hydra on the ground and missing you, you see that yellow eye glow brighter. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw here, Bracken?
I mean, I can try. I don't know why you want to... 18?
18, that is a successful save,
Yeah,
meaning
you do it all that.
you will only take 11 points of psychic damage.
Oh, okay.
Now, it could have been worse, but then the creature again speaks in that tongue you don't understand, and the Hydra responds as it gets up.
The Hydra responds? They're talking to each other?
No, it responds by getting up.
Oh.
And since it has all of its heads, they're all going to attack you, Bracken. So, 5 attacks. All at disadvantage. Alright, so the first one's gonna hit.
Does haste give me any AC or no?
Gives you a +2.
So that okay.
So it's still gonna
I'm-
hit. You,
I'm at 19.
yeah, I
Alright,
know.
Cool.
DM snooping allows me to look at your ACs.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, how about you didn't see this one coming? Aha, scarf, shasha.
Okay.
Block that.
So that brings you up to a 24, which beats it, but you are immune to the piercing damage.
Excellent.
It's a miss. That's another miss. And that would hit, but you're again immune. And a miss. But, that does leave the creature, a bit confused here, as it growls, and Cecil, it's your turn.
I would like to run up to the Hydra and attack it, please.
Sure thing.
I'd like to remain within 5 feet of Bracken while doing so.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
15 just hits the Hydra.
Okay, that's my turn.
As Cecil, your turn comes to an end, you would notice that one of the 5 heads just drops from the bludgeoning that you were able to deal to it. And then anything else? No, you said it was your...
Yep,
And
that's it.
Bracken, we come to your turn.
All right. We are going to go for in a similar vein. We are going to let me make sure I'm marking things here. Focus point down, and I'll find the other ones in a minute. We're just gonna do the same as we did last round. To punch twice and patient defense, and oh wait, I have an extra action.
Yes.
So I'm gonna punch 4 times and then patient defense with
So
2 trip attacks again.
unless they changed it in the 2024, haste only lets you do on it if you use the attack again 1 extra attack, even if you have multi-attack.
Okay, so 3 attacks, patient defense, 2 trip attacks.
Okay.
These aren't as good. They're in order, so that's got to count for. That's a straight right there.
So the 15 is the only one that hits a Hydra.
All right, cool. So there, and 1 trip attack. God. 18 strength, please.
That is a failure. It gets a 14.
Excellent. It is tripped, and we will carry on with that.
All right, Avi, it is your turn.
Okay. I've read stories about hydras, you know, to my sisters and whatever. I know that there's something about them and how to stop it from happening, but I'm trying to remember. Is there a check I can make?
I would say history or arcana.
Okay. We'll go history. How's a 13?
I'd say with a 13, you can recall what happens, but not quite how to stop it.
Okay.
They regrow heads that they lose.
Hey, I'll share that.
Okay.
uh, yeah, their heads are gonna grow back. I know there's a way to stop it, but I can't remember it right now.
Alright. So that's your action. Do you do anything else?
We'll give Bracken a bardic.
Bardic perfecto.
Alrighty. Then we come to Ulcus, his turn once more, and he's gonna try and focus on the rider still. That's a hit. And that's a natural one, so Ulcus misses on that one. And that is gonna be it for his turn. Our rider is going to first see if he can get this back. He doesn't. So he's just gonna raise his club and try to hit once at Bracken and once at Cecil. That is a 19 to hit Bracken.
With the +2, that means it beats it.
Yep. Dealing 27 points of bludgeoning damage.
God!
Yeah, he hits like a truck. And then Cecil, that is a 28 to hit
Yep.
for 28 points of bludgeoning damage. Our Hydra will get up once more. And as it does, you watch the limp head that you had brought down, Cecil, shudder and shake and split into two. And now with 6 heads, 3 of them are going to try and bite Bracken, 3 of them are going to try and bite Cecil. That's going to miss Bracken.
Good.
That one's also going to miss Bracken.
Yes.
And another miss on Bracken.
Good.
17 to try and bite Cecil is not going to hit. And the 18 is just going to miss. But I do believe the 24 hits.
The 24 will hit.
And you'll take 7 points of piercing damage as one of the heads just chomps down right on your shoulder. And then it is your turn, Cecil.
I'm gonna call out to Ulcus. What do we do here? This head just split into 2.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so I killed one head. I will take a dex save from the rider. How about that?
Not very dexterous. That's a 4.
That's a fail. He takes 18. That's a good roll. 18 radiant from a sacred flame.
Heck yeah.
And then I'll use a second wind with a Fey restoration.
Heck yeah.
Ouch. 12 plus 3. Ouch. 15 healing.
Alrighty.
I'm staying there.
It is Bracken. Your turn.
Okay, we are gonna go after the Hydra one more time with 3 punches, one more, or if any of these connect, one more trip attack.
Okay.
So that's probably 1, that's probably 2, that's definitely 3.
That is 3 hits.
I need another 18 strength save.
That is a 22 this time.
Alright, cool. And we will patient defense that. That is using all of my superiority die. And on top of that, we are going to action surge. Let me see. So that gives me just one more action, right?
Yeah, but you can use your multi-attack on this action.
Beautiful. We will do just that. For 2 more strikes. Yeah, that guy got it. Damn.
Alright, you...
Oh.
You would notice another one of the heads droops down, and is no more.
Oh.
And as Bracken's turn comes to an end, Avi, it is your go.
Okay, I have to remember it this time.
Alright.
Can I make another history check?
History or Arcana, your choice.
Okay. That's worse. It's a 10.
It's not coming to you. The stress of the situation is, like, you can remember reading these stories, and you know that they were about Hydras, but the details are elusive in this moment.
This sucks. You know what? We'll use a bonus action and call it Arcturus, and just
Okay.
kind of send him over there, and let him bite.
Heck yeah.
That's a 12 to hit though.
12 unfortunately does not hit.
That's fine. He's there.
And then it is Olcus's turn, and... he tries to recall. He's not doing well here.
Incredible.
Yeah. Olcus, not really the smartest of guys. He's good experience, not great books. As our rider comes to his turn, and first things first. Nope. So he's still relying on his club. We're gonna get some smashes out at Cecil and Bracken with the club. 26 to hit Cecil
Yeah.
Damn.
for 18 bludgeoning. And a 19 to hit Bracken
That meets it, beats it.
for 23 bludgeoning.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like you're fighting a giant.
Oh. I don't think it was ever stated it was a giant.
I think it's heavily implied since, you know, he's riding on a
Well,
Hydra.
I'm not good with implications.
There is another order in that language you don't understand, and the Hydra roars, and you watch as the limp head splits, and another one comes into existence. And we will have, now that there are 7 heads, some bites going about, with the extra bite going towards Bracken. So 4 to Bracken, 3 to Cecil. Nope. Nope. Hella nope.
I need to be right back. Sorry.
Alright, and then that one just misses Bracken. So all 4 miss Bracken. And then Cecil, an 11 misses. 17 misses. But the 27, I believe, hits.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So the new head, still sort of slick on one side where it's split from the other, will deal 11 points of piercing damage to you. And with that, it is Cecil, your turn.
Okay. May I use a level 1 guiding bolt at the rider?
You can.
Disadvantage, right?
Yeah, because you are threatened. Yep.
26.
Oh yeah, 26 will still hit.
19 and he's glowing.
Ooh, 19 and our giant glows. Next attack against that bad boy will be at advantage.
You know what? I'll do another second win
Heck yeah,
with the Fey Restoration.
you can do that.
Wow, another one.
Oh no. Alright, so as Cecil heals back up, Bracken, it's your turn. We've got
Yes.
7 heads on the Hydra, a
what?
glowing giant rider.
We're gonna go after the giant because he's glowing and that gives me advantage, right?
Yeah, so you can easily sort of move like through the
I don't
heads,
like-
dodging.
Yeah. I don't like how much he's punching me. So we're gonna, or hitting me with a club. So that's 2 attacks plus 2 from the haste plus
1 from the
2 from a
haste.
flurry. 1 from the haste plus 2 from the flurry of blows plus 2 from the. Oh wait, even without action surge. So that's what, 5 attacks total.
I think
2
so,
flurry of
but
blows.
let me double check something real quick. How many level into monk are you?
I am 10. I'm looking through as well. Height, spend. Oh, I get 3 from flurry of blows now.
There you go. That's what I was.
Yep. So that's 6 total.
Oh, and
Right?
because you've been doing your patient defense, you should have been doing temporary HP as well.
Oh, well, good to know.
Yeah, so it's
2d8,
3,
okay.
and then 2, so 5,
And then 1.
6. Yeah, so 6 total.
Beautiful. At advantage, yeah.
The first one's at advantage.
First one at advantage. Heard.
Mhm.
Well, damn. 2,
14. Hold on.
3,
Okay, cool.
4, 5, 6.
Uh, 5 out of 6 will hit.
Beautiful. Just giving this guy the business.
One more damage roll.
Oh, one more.
Yeah, because only 4 came through.
Oh, okay.
Lovely. Alright. Our buddy boy here, not looking too hot. He's well past bloodied at this point.
Do you want me to roll those 10 hit points and give those back, or just
We'll just going forward, because you got smacked up
Okay.
some.
okay.
So with that, Bracken's turn comes to an end, and Avi, it is your go.
Okay, I'm gonna try to remember one more time before I just start guessing.
All right.
Uh, yeah, no, that's an 11.
It's still elusive.
Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna. How many? Gotta give me just 1 second.
You good?
Yeah, well, get rid of 2 more sorcery points. And I'll quicken spell a sorceress first. Let's see. Okay. It's a 15 to hit.
15 just hits the Hydra.
Great. And then I'm gonna, just real quick, I'm gonna roll a d8. So we're gonna make it lightning damage.
Alrighty.
So that's 10 lightning.
10 lightning. It does not seem to be resistant to it, so that's always a good thing, but we'll see if that helps in your predicament. And I believe that is it for Avi's turn,
That's it.
but we do have Arcturus on the field.
Arcturus, that's right. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's a 7.
Unfortunately, a miss.
But he's helping.
He is.
He's, growling and stuff.
Ulcus's turn is going to come up, and, you know what, he's going to try again here. Ulcus gets a natural 20.
Yes, okay.
No modifier on his int stuff. Gets the nat 20, and just as he's, getting frustrated, about ready to pull, it's fire! Fire!
Got it!
And that is going to be Ulcus's turn. Our giant is going to, try, first, let's see if he gets this. He does. He is going to try and squish you, Bracken.
Rude.
Yeah.
Very. Oh, that's dancing. But the dance is in your favor, turning that into a miss. And once more, there's this growl, and it speaks in this language you don't understand, and it rumbles through you, and I need a wisdom saving throw, Bracken. Oh, that is unfortunate. That's gonna be 22 points of psychic damage, Bracken. And you gain a level of exhaustion.
Well, hang on a minute. No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no to that because I don't want that.
You can say no all you want, but DM privileges mean I can go in and add that condition.
I just did it.
But that is going to be it for its turn. Our Hydra is going to go, and since Bracken is on its back, it's going to focus all 7 attacks against Cecil this round. The first one's going to hit. The second one's going to hit. The third one's going to miss. Damn, I keep rolling the same number. That's a hit. That's gonna be a miss. So that's at 5. Another miss. And another miss. So 3 out of 7 will hit. First bite does 10 points of piercing damage, the second one does 6, and the third one that hits you does 10. And with that, it is Cecil, your turn.
I heard the call for fire, yeah?
Yes.
I can't do that!
Okay, I can.
Wait, I don't know. Can I get a dex save from the Hydra?
You can get a dex save from the Hydra.
Surely flame is fire, right?
That is a failed dexterity save.
16 radiant damage from a sacred flame.
I will tell you that it does not seem resistant to radiant damage, but we'll see if that helps any.
Sick.
Alright, and with that, it is going to be the end of Cecil's turn, yeah?
Yeah.
It is Bracken's turn. Bracken, what do you want to do?
I can't really do fire either, so I'm just gonna keep punching at this giant. Does exhaustion 1 give me
Exhaustion 1, because they changed it, is just, anytime you make a d20 test, which includes attack rolls, it's a
Okay.
2 penalty.
a 2 penalty, not disadvantage. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll swing for. It was 6, right? Haste, flurry of blows,
Yes.
2 attack. Yep.
Sorry, I don't say math outside. It's
Yeah.
all in my head.
4, 5, 6. I believe
Those
4
all,
of those will hit.
all of those will
Oh,
hit.
all. Damn.
From what I can see, you've got a 27, a 26, a 20, 28, 24, and 16.
All right. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is this enough? Yeah. Our giant is dead.
Let's go.
The rider falls limp in the saddle. And Bracken, that is the end of your turn. Avi, we come to your go.
Yeah, I'm gonna focus on the Hydra with their Sorcerer's Burst.
Heck yeah.
It's a 24.
That hits.
We've got 18 fire, but I got an 8, so I think I can roll it. Another one.
That's
Is
an
that right?
exploding die on that one, yep.
Yeah,
All the way up to your charisma modifier, if I remember correctly.
it's just another one,
I
but still.
love exploding dice. Alright. And as it
And then-
rears back, it's Arcturus' turn, yeah?
Yes. Maybe he'll get a bite in. No, that's a 9.
He's getting closer!
He's just being so threatening.
Yeah.
He's trying so hard.
Alright, Ulcus is gonna try and go here. Takes 2 shots with his bow. 1 hit, 2 hits. For a decent amount of damage there. Bringing us then to our Hydra's turn. And it still only has the 7 heads. No new ones grow. But it is looking a bit beat up here, as it is going to again try and bite. You know what? We're gonna get 2 bites at Arcturus and then the rest at Cecil.
He's hungry for some dog.
He's sort of nipping back, trying
Aw.
to establish some dominance. It's a 24 to hit Arcturus,
Yeah, that hits.
and that one will deal 10 damage, piercing.
Okay.
The second attack is a 19 for 14.
Okay.
26 is gonna hit Cecil, An 11 will not. That's another 26, so that's 2 hits. That's another hit, so 3. And a miss with a natural 1. First bite does 8 points of piercing damage, the second one does 6, and the last one does another 8. Cecil, it is your turn.
I will attack the Hydra, please.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, that one misses. Oh, no, wait. No, sorry. That was damage. Okay. That's number 2. Natural 20 on the last one.
Oh, hell yeah. 19. 25. Cecil. Would you like to paint a picture?
Yeah, I'm hitting these heads, and they fall around in front of me, and I just keep smashing them into the ground over and over and over and over and over, because they keep getting up. And I'm
Alright.
sick.
As your barrage of bludgeoned hits comes to an end, the remaining heads, what were once 7, are now just pulp on the ground of viscera and bone. You're no longer bound to initiative. Combat comes to an end with your group successful.
Kraken standing on top of the dead Hydra, just panting. What the hell was that about?
Well, the giant was hungry, remember?
Well, I mean, he looked at us hungry. I don't know if he was hungry.
Nah, he definitely wanted to eat us.
Great. Well,
He probably could have eaten you in one bite.
he could have tried. I mean, Bracken will give him a little kick.
I mean, you definitely look bite-sized to someone of that caliber.
All right, you know what?
Are there a lot
don't
of these
need-
things out here, Ulcus?
Fomorians, giants, yes. Riders of this nature, I don't know.
Sorry, Bracken.
It's cool.
What were you saying?
No, we're good. I was just getting upset because Olcus was talking smack to me.
I wouldn't call it talking smack. I'd say it's quite factual.
And it's true. I mean, look at, he's a giant, and you're just a little guy.
Yeah, but I won, so like, there's that.
Yep. There's that. We should go though.
We should.
Yeah. So, seeing as this happened towards the sort of middle, closing in towards dinner time, you're able to make a few more hours of travel before having to look for a resting ground. So why don't we get some survival rolls here as a group? Ooh, we've got some lovely rolls this evening. Alrighty, as your group finds a space, this one's actually a bit lifted off the ground, giving you a nice visual of the area around you. So, as you settle in, are you doing a similar watch, or are you swapping up your order?
I'm cool with the same order.
Yeah, I don't think we need to break what's broken. Or fix what's not broken.
Well, Ulcus will stay up. Seems to be a little keyed from the fight, so he'll take first watch with Avi. So, as we start our watches this evening, Avi,
Mm.
care to roll for me a perception?
Mm.
Alright. I'll keep your 11 in mind as watch goes on. This evening, as you take the first watch, and are accompanied by Ulcus, you can see him sort of tense and keeping an eye out on the area. His head sort of not on a swift, but a constant swivel, keeping himself aware. What does your watch look like?
Avi's kind of the same. The closer they get to Volumiant, the more impatient she's getting. She just wants to get there. So she's like shaking her legs, tapping her toes, trying to, time needs to go faster for her. Um, but it's impeding her watch duties, apparently.
As watch continues, sort of gazing out beyond, Ulcus will sort of quiet, just loud enough for you to hear. It's a good thing we aren't in any bushes.
It would be worse if we were in bushes.
And that's when he kind of looks to you and makes a pointed look to where your leg is sort of jittering.
Point taken.
Boom.
Something got you anxious.
I just need to get back. That's all. I've been gone too long.
He just sort of gives a nod to that. The rest of your watch passes by without issue. And Cecil, your watch comes up. Go ahead, let's see a perception.
26.
I will keep your 26 in mind. What does your watch look like?
Cecil's worried that that big plant creature is gonna find him again. That Hydra kind of did a number on him, and he's not keen to go through that again.
As your keeping your watch here, with a 26, you would hear something. You hear a meow out in the forest, but it's not like an actual cat sound. It sounds like someone saying meow.
Meow.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how sexy is it?
Hard to say at this distance. It's quite a few feet off.
Meow.
How far away do I think it is?
Think it's about maybe 35 feet.
Row.
Cecil's gonna shout, "Hey, get out of here!"
You hear another shout, but this time it's a more surprised meow. Again, that sort of human voice say meow instead of like an actual meow.
I cast Fairy Fire from where I hear it. Right on top of it.
All right. Dexterity save. And what's your spell save DC?
19.
Cool. You see, what color are you making your fairy fire?
Oh, purple.
All right. You see this purple outline of a humanoid crouched on the ground, like someone who would be pretending to be an animal would be.
I can see you.
Yep.
Get out of here.
And it's another meow, and you watch as this form scurries away, still sort of close to the ground as a crouch.
And it runs away.
I mean, it runs out of your fairy fire.
Yeah, get out of here. We don't want what you're selling.
All right, cool.
Does
And
it come back?
not on your watch, you don't know.
All right. Well, when Bracken gets up, I'm gonna tell him that there's some weird guy out there meowing at us.
All right, so yeah, Bracken, it does come to your watch, and Cecil has alerted you of the situation. So why don't we get a perception check?
Bracken will look at him like he's crazy, but
All right, cool. I'll keep your 6 in mind. What's your watch look
Well,
like? Especially
normally
since
Bracken
you're...
would be focusing on breakfast, but with his cinderbox gone, that gets a little tougher. He's more focused right now on forming a like getting some rocks to like strike them to get sparks. Like he's going through all the different survival tip processes, but not very well of trying to start a fire.
Yeah. So, as Bracken, your watch comes to an end, you all can have the benefits of a long rest.
Oh, good.
And come morning, Avi spots this, Cecil spots this, and Ulcus would spot this. Not terribly far from your camp, and like just out of line of sight of your watch position, there is a man curled up sleeping like you would expect a cat to.
What the hell is this?
It's a random encounter.
I
Hey, it's that cat guy.
Should we leave him something to eat, or should we wake him up, or do we adopt him?
No, he's weird.
no, hell no.
And as you guys are having this conversation, the figure wakes up and like full body stretches, unfurls himself.
Tell me he's wearing clothes.
Yes, they are tattered.
Okay.
They haven't been washed or anything like that. They're just in shreds in areas. Like he's gotten
Uh-huh.
caught on thorns. But he is wearing clothes.
Okay.
And then
Call him clothes if you count birthday suit as clothes.
noticing the fact that you are all looking at him, jumps to that crouched position, and leans back and hisses at your group.
Oh,
I think
get
it's
out of here.
I think it's just time to go. We gotta get out of here.
Get going.
I grab one of Bracken, like 2 of Bracken's pots and pans, and like bang 'em together and get out of here.
Can Bracken and
No,
Cecil roll me intimidation checks?
You gotta get sticks and hit them together.
I rolled a 7.
Scram.
Twinsy.
It's like he's still just sort of like leaning back, and I'll say if anyone wants to roll for me either an insight or an animal handling check here.
Animal handling?
In
You
this
gotta
case,
be-
yes.
24.
Fucking kidding me.
29.
Cecil and Avi, he's displaying not so much signs of hostility, but signs of fear.
Oh.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, we
Get him
scared
out
him.
of here.
I'm gonna just take a scrap of what we're eating for breakfast and
Oh, come on.
No, he's gonna follow us.
what? He's
Don't give him that.
afraid. I don't want
Don't give him that.
to. I'm just gonna slowly make my way over to him.
No, he's gonna follow us.
Nope.
He
Pet strange
won't.
animals.
He's not an animal.
Clearly, he thinks he is.
You know,
If-
it's not unheard of for people to be cursed into animals. This could be a situation.
Oh God,
of
it
an
can
an-
talk.
No, this is Ulcus.
What
Oh,
a
okay.
great that is. You know what? I like that. I'll pull out the staff of healing.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is something that it can do. Let me just double check.
Can it spay and neuter wild animals?
Okay. Best I can do is a lesser restoration.
Hang on. I can't speak with animals.
I love you, Bob Barker.
Oh my god.
Hey, what's your deal?
What's your deal?
And as this figure is like eating at the scrap that Avi had brought over, looks up and responds, and I don't know. It's different sized than what I used to be. It's all
Are you-
very strange.
Did you used to be bigger or smaller?
Smaller, much smaller.
Okay. Well, we can't help you. You're kind of freaking us out.
Can't help you.
You need to leave.
I don't have any cash on me.
What's cash?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Don't worry about it. Get out of here.
I was given food. All I wanted was a place to sleep, and the food is nice. It's been very hard hunting without claws.
Well, maybe you need to eat berries.
Nope.
And it sort of pulls a face. He's berries. No. Maybe grass. Grass could do.
Sure, eat the grass. Just leave us alone.
Can I finish what I was eating first?
Yeah, fine.
And you'd all be able to hear, the response. So
Just a one-sided conversation of Cecil saying, "Yeah, you do
no,
what you're gonna do, but get out of here."
because this figure is speaking as if from a human body, you all can hear the response.
Oh,
Got it.
okay. Okay. So how long ago did you get bigger?
Now, Cecil, you still have to, because the speak with animals allows them to understand you and not everyone. So you, it
Are we
looks-
doing this, Avi?
Yes, we're doing this, Cecil. You
Alright.
started it.
I'm trying to get him out of
I'm
here.
with Cecil on this. Yeah, we
All
can
right.
just go.
Whatever you are. How long how long has it been since you were smaller?
Maybe a, a few cycles, maybe a moon cycle or two.
A what?
That's a long time.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, we're just making things up.
That was back to the cat.
You guys are gonna hate me.
I've
Why?
I think that we should bring him with us to Volumian. And
Oh my god.
hold on.
Bracken's already throwing his hands up.
I think we should take him with us to Volumian to find someone who can help him.
There's got to be dozens or hundreds of messed up creatures in this place.
This is quite an odd situation. Like, it's a creature that looks like a man.
Right? Obviously doesn't want to be a man. So why can't we take him with us to Volumian so we can help him become a cat again?
I become a cat again.
Hey, did you used to be a cat?
Maybe. I had claws and a tail, and I could run quite fast and climb trees. I hunted. Is that what a cat is?
Bracken, draw a picture of a cat.
Bracken will stick his tongue out and start drawing, and it'll be like a line, and then like a curl off the back, and then a circle and two triangles, and like three stripes on the face on either side, and then like two sticks down, and then I'll turn it around.
Did you look like that before?
Similar. I had ears like that, yes. And the lines of the face. But I was not quite what is depicted.
I'm sorry, my artist skills are not up to par.
No, it's great, Bracken. Avi, do we really have to do this?
I'm with Harvey on this one.
What?
He's so good.
Look, this could be some sort of hag magic, and if that's the case, I'd like to protect him from whatever fate was thrust upon, whether it's a man cursed to be a cat or a cat cursed to be a man, or some combination of the two, that maybe they've swapped spirits out there.
Hey, you, did when you got bigger, was there another thing that looked like this guy, pointing at Ulcus, that got smaller?
Maybe. There was a lot of things. It was dark, and it smelled like blood and meat and smoke and fire. And there was strange words chanted in the wind.
We gotta help him.
Well, maybe he could lead us back to wherever this happened at, and maybe we could fix it from there.
It's hard. I can't smell as well as I used to.
Yeah, hang on a sec.
Well, as much as I want to help him, I don't want to get sidetracked any more than we have. So can we take him with us to Volumian and get him help?
Well, it sounds like this thing's going to travel with us. I just don't want anyone complaining when we get there and it turns out to be some kind of cat pervert, all right?
Have you run
Get
into
out.
a lot of those?
Get out.
Just one.
Well, then, I would say statistically, it is unlikely that this figure would also be one.
Especially since we killed the last one.
Well, hold on. We saw another one.
We saw another sexy cat?
Yeah.
He was a tabaxi. He's feline adjacent. The other one was full cat.
This was Sexy Cat capital letters. That other one was Sexy Cat lowercase letters.
Are we gonna do this or not? Am I?
It sounds like we are.
Are you gonna make me cry all the way back to the Lumianth, or you know?
How far is
Wow.
it? I'm just kidding. No, I'm not gonna make
Bracken
you
will
cry.
look at Avi and go, "Wow, nice guilt trip."
I'll do it too.
I know you will. That's the worst part.
Uh,
Tell him that he can come with us. Let's go.
Hey, come with us. We'll help you.
Bracken's just banging his head against a tree.
It might be kind of a long ways, but we'll try and make you small again.
We're almost there.
I would like that very much.
All right, well, just stay very quiet, okay?
I will try.
Please try hard. There's a lot of scary things out here.
I know.
All right.
So, yeah, you are able to pack up camp, and you now have a follower of sorts. And as you set out, who would like to roll today's survival check? Advantage because of Olcus.
I believe it's Avi's turn.
Yeah.
Especially now that we've got your followers.
Oh, stop it. It's a 15.
Alright, I'll keep your 15 in mind.
Thank you.
As you're traveling, it is fairly calm and you begin to see the glow from where twilight becomes day. Olcus will estimate that you'll get there just by the time to set up camp, which means that you're not terribly far from Lumianth, maybe a day and a half more travel after today's. It could be more if, you know, Feywild does, or the Vildefera does Vildefera shit, but you're making great time. As you're coming to this, as you're getting closer, you would notice a sort of trail of bubbles ahead of you. They have different shapes that should not be. They seem almost sculpted in the bubbles.
I don't trust it.
However, while you may not trust it, it does get the interest of the figure following behind your group, as you can
No,
hear.
Catman, no!
You're saying this like mid-leap, as the pulse
I would
swipe
be
comes down
surprised.
and pops one of the bubbles, and then it's like he's on the ground, eyes wide, as if, you know, something's wrong.
Well, well, well.
As Bracken says this, he shrinks down again, starting to show signs of being afraid. Well, I don't see any changes in him, so I do think the chest bubbles, but I mean, I'm
I won't
curious
trust it.
of their source.
I don't know, maybe someone's, you know, smoking a bubble pipe or something.
Essentially.
Alright, let's just keep going then,
Yeah,
I guess.
you can, and as you continue forward, you do see where, like, the bubbles are coming from like just inside the tree line, and as you pass by, you can see there is a group of small fairies or pixies, and they have this giant bubble wand that they're like huffing and puffing and then shaping the bubbles, and they just sort of fly out on the fairies' flutter wings. But
Somebody's having fun.
your journey does come to the end at the borders of twilight and day. And it is time to set another camp. Let's get a group survival roll.
Cat gonna help?
Uh, do you want the
No,
Catman to
that
help?
was a rhetorical question, frankly.
Isn't Ulcus enough?
Hope my silence
I'd
speaks
say
volumes.
Ulcus. I'd say Ulcus is enough.
Okay. As you set up, and you're all able to settle in for the evening, your Catman finds a nice patch at the side of the camp and just sort of curls in, ready to sleep for the evening. But
Bless him.
same watch order?
Sure.
Why not?
Yep.
Ulcus is going to go on watch with Bracken for his own reasons.
It's reasons.
There may be some trust issues there.
I,
So Avi, Cecil, Bracken, and Ulcus.
Dynamic duo back at it again.
So, Avi,
Yeah.
let's start with you, and we'll get a perception check. All right,
It's better than the last one.
I will keep your 15 in mind. What
Thank you.
is your watch looking like?
You know, we're, the antsiness has calmed down now that we're so close. Like I can see it. It's there.
Mhm.
I'll be back tomorrow and it'll be fine. Now it's more concern for Catman and getting him help. You know, so just like constantly checking over my shoulder, checking on him, making sure he's all right.
Yeah. The last time you check on him, he's kind of rolled onto his back, tummy exposed as he's sleeping. Yeah, paws up.
Bless him.
So, yeah, your watch goes by without issue. And then, Cecil, we come to your turn. What is your perception roll? We'll start out that. I'll keep your 12 in mind. Anything on your watch that you do?
I'm watching this cat.
He's sleeping. There's a bit of a snore that comes out halfway through your watch as he gets into a position that doesn't quite work well for like the human esophagus.
I'm keeping a real close eye on it. I don't trust it.
I don't trust like that.
All right. Your watch goes by without issue except for, some snoring and position changes from the Catman. And then Bracken, you and Ulcus come to your watch. Let's get perception rolls. Okay. I will keep your 13 in mind, and I've got Olcus's result as well. So, Bracken, what does your watch look like?
Bracken's still, fiddling with sticks, trying to get a fire going, more of that kind of stuff. He couldn't give two shits about this cat.
As you're doing this, Olcus kind of looks over to you. Would you like some help with that?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I want to make sure everybody's got a good meal and, we're ready to hit the day.
Olcus will walk over and put his hand on the sticks, and there is a soft glow that comes from his palm, and as he moves away, you can see a small flame appear.
Oh. Oh, I thought you were going to teach me a little bit. You know what? Never mind. It's cool. That works.
I thought it would just be the quicker.
No, you're right. You're totally right. Don't worry about it. And Bracken will just go about getting breakfast ready.
And Olcus goes back to watching the horizon, and as the smell of a campfire and cooked breakfast wake you all up, that is going to be a long rest completed, and I think that'll be time for a little break here. So we're just gonna take a bit, about 5 minutes, and come back. Alrighty. So, as we are able to get your full long rest and wake up to the smells of breakfast, your Catman is still there, also waking up to the smells of breakfast. So, he stays sort of at the edge.
While Avi's eating, she'll kind of look over and kind of pet the ground.
It's a very cautious sort of moving closer, like body
Mhm.
low, and looks over towards the food and like just makes a small meow.
And Avi will make him a little plate.
And he goes right at it. Olcus is just kind of watching as he eats his breakfast. And yeah, so you're able to enjoy and pack up camp and set out. And again, should everything go well, should Valdefera not have too much troubles, you'll have a day and a half of travel to get back to Volumian. The city is just right there.
Mm.
But that is if Valdefera doesn't pull any shenanigans on you.
Okay.
So, as we set out, why don't we, since we've gone through a full rotation, Bracken,
Yeah.
why don't you roll for me a survival check for the day?
Yeah, there's one right there for you.
You do have advantage because of Ulcus.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'll
I
just
like
take the first one.
Okay, I'll keep that 16 in mind as your group travels.
Yeah, you do that.
I will. Okay. The day is a fine one. And as you are making your way through the travel, it's fairly uneventful. There are a few noises that spook your Catman into hiding beneath the bushes, but he's easily coaxed out. And then, as you are making your way roll for me perception checks. Avi, you would see this. Avi, you would see this.
Mm.
Ahead of you in the distance, maybe 100 feet or so, looks to be a cart that is traveling. Seems to be moving in the direction that you are also going as well.
Oh, so they're just traveling in the same direction, but ahead of us.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, there's a cart up there.
Yeah. Oh, so there is. What do you want to do about it?
I don't know. Just thought I'd say
What?
something about it.
Run up on them and take their stuff?
No,
All right, all
Bracky, no.
right. Oh my god, no. All right, well, I guess we could just keep an eye on it, and if anything wacky happens, we'll deal with it then. But right now, we got no worries, I guess.
Right, it was just so quiet. I figured, and you know,
Point something out, have a discussion.
yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
I mean, running up on them is not a terrible idea. I wouldn't suggest robbing them, but yeah, it might be a boon to travel in numbers. We might not get caught up with a Fomorian on a Hydra in such a case.
Yeah, all right. I mean, do we want to keep our distance, or do we want to run at them?
I don't think run at them, but try and catch up. Sure.
And wait, well, they're traveling the same direction as us in a cart, so I think
Uh-huh.
we'd have to run at them to get to them, right?
Oh, well,
Not
we can.
necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Avi, you had an idea.
No, I didn't.
I said Avi.
Oh,
Is your
my
name
fault.
Avi all of a sudden?
I spaced out. My fault. Avi, what's your idea?
I mean, I didn't really have an idea. I
Oh.
don't think I can get all of us over there.
I might be able
But
to
I
get
can.
them to stop for a moment, allow us to catch up.
I could get there and stop them.
You can do it then.
Maybe send the cat at him.
I don't think that's
No.
a great idea.
Do me a favor and just be nice to the cat while I'm gone, huh?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything to the cat.
I'm good at cast dimension door.
Okay.
Start bullying the cat. No.
Olcus is there looking at you disapprovingly. But yeah, Avi, as you teleport, you would notice a woman there, old. Her hair is very curly and very short, kept close to the head. And she's sort of hunched over at the front where she's got this mule pulling her along the covered cart that she's got. And she looks to you and you've popped out of nowhere.
I know I do that sometimes. Hi, how are you? How are you? Doing all
Um,
right?
I'm alive and still here. So
Oh,
yes.
that's wonderful. Hey, would you mind stopping just a little? You see, I've got some my friends and we're traveling, and well, we saw you ahead of us and thought maybe we'd try our luck, see if we can't travel with you as well.
Where are you heading?
We're going to Volumian.
It seems your luck is in your pocket. I'm also heading to Volumian.
Well, that's great.
She pulls on the reins and the mule stops. We'll wait here for your friend.
What's your name?
Oh my god, I gotta pull up a name generator.
Well,
I'm waiting.
can her name be Popper?
It's Auntie Ethel.
It's not
Papa.
Auntie Ethel.
Popper, no.
Most people call me Edie.
Knew it.
Edie. I'm Avi.
A pleasure.
Just traveling, you and your donkey.
No, I'm got to do a bit of business in the city. Got some wares in the back.
magic stuff.
Precisely.
That's exciting. Can you do magic?
A bit.
Yeah.
I'm not as talented as some of my sisters and grandmothers and whatnot, but enough to get by.
Right. So you wouldn't happen to know how to break any curses now, would you?
Not myself, no.
Hmm. Do you know someone who can in the city?
Plenty of people who can in the city, but
Oh, that's great.
the people I know can only do it for a price.
Sure.
And the kind that are spiteful, much quicker to put a curse on you than lift one.
I'm sure I've met a few of them.
Plenty of those people out in the wilds. Tell you that much for sure. I'd say it's about this time that, the rest of you can sort of catch up, having noticed that the cart had stopped.
Well, here they are. Everyone, this is Edie.
Howdy.
Ulcus just gives a nod. Cecil grabs his stomach because he's been having tummy troubles.
Oh, tummy
Oh, it's-
troubles.
That's our little man. He gets tumor troubles sometimes.
The cat man's a
Cecil
little
Poopy
more.
Pants.
The cat man's a little more hesitant. Sort of looking at the back of the wagon and trying to smell it.
This is some guy who might be a cat we found. We're not really sure of the situation. We're trying to get him organized in a way that he's safe and, not wandering the wilderness.
Hence why I was asking about breaking curses.
We're not sure if he's a cat or a man, but he's somewhere in between.
Very interesting existence.
Yeah, poor thing.
I can think of no other way to keep a safeguard of this figure than in the back of my wagon. Seeing
Oh,
that
great.
we're all heading to Vermont, perhaps you'd like to accompany a friend back there.
You know what? I'm sure it's wonderful back there. I think we'll be alright, walking alongside you.
More than welcome to.
Okay.
And she'll step down and move to the back and open up the cart for the Catman to step inside. Roll for me. If you'd like to try and catch a glimpse, roll for me a perception check.
Can I also cast a detect magic? Can I, what's the thing called? Subtle spell.
Yes, 100% subtle spell.
Subtle.
Don't start this with me. Avi, the first thing that you see is a lot of magic. It's
Sure.
hard to detect different schools, suggesting that this is all just sort of magical essence from either the items or the entities themselves, because with a 18 and a 20, you can see in the back of the cart creatures. There's a gray tinted jar that gleams that you can see has will-o-wisps captured inside of them, trying to break out of the glass and being unable to do so. There are cages with bars so thin as to capture pixies. They're like bird cages, and I think the most while you can't see where it comes from with the 2 rolls that you've got, you can notice the sort of glow of something that just isn't in your field of view from just the peak. Something in there is creating this sort of natural light that emanates out from it.
Okay. I'm watching her close. She didn't like go up in there with him and try and lock him up, right?
No, she just pulls something from within her pocket. It looks to be some sort of herb, and has it to sort of entice the figure up. And Catman's very hesitant, but seems intrigued by the herb and jumps up into the back, where she'll close the cart.
All right.
And she takes up the seat at the driver's bench once more, and you are able to set out. So, what has you traveling to the city?
We just finished some business in the last city, so we're just heading back to this.
Ah, traveling short.
Yeah.
Seems
I
that
used-
way.
I used to travel a bit myself back in my younger years, but it's been quite some time since I was able to go much further than Volumium. If you don't ask Edie many questions, she'll keep quiet with, every so often a genial comment or some small talk questions. Nothing terribly prying.
Hmm.
And travel goes by smoothly. And when it comes time to set up camp, Edie just pulls the cart right off the side of the road and, well, since you're traveling with me, I might as well be a good host and invite you to my camp.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. That would be nice.
And she will pull a book from her pocket, similar to where she had pulled the herb out from before, and she flips to a certain page and begins to draw upon the ground a sequence of runes, and she chants in a language that I know one of you knows. But let me see. Well, 2 technically, if we're counting Olcus. Okay, yeah. So, Bracken, you recognize that the chanting is in Sylvan. And it seems to be arcane in nature, speaking of comforts and resting and elements for summoning. And when the rune on the ground is done and she says the last parts of the incantation, it glows, and suddenly there is a sort of shimmering dome and a small circular doorway.
Interesting.
Hmm.
It looks quite small on the outside, but I promise it is quite cozy on the inside.
Alright.
I'll play along.
Yeah, this is very nice of you. Thank you. And I'll take a step inside.
Alright. As you step inside, it's like stepping into a small cabin of sorts, except that the walls are slightly translucent and still show the outside. At least the outer walls are. As you would notice that there are other areas, dividers in this space. It's much larger than the small camp that you were in before.
I'll find a spot and set my things down.
There are enough rooms, private rooms, for each of you.
Private rooms, man.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
You can
Yeah.
always
Make use
choose.
of these.
You can always choose to make to have a single room. You don't have to take up the offer. She's just being a gracious host.
That would seem to be the case. Avi, what are you feeling? You want some privacy? I know Cecil's got a tummy ache going, so he might want his own place, but...
Yes, please.
Alright, well, yeah.
All right. Ulcus will stay out in the main room unless Catman is going to be in someone else's room. Because he... Oh no, Catman's traveling in the back. That's right. Don't have to worry about him. Ulcus is still going to stay out in the main room because he does not have good feelings about this situation. Close to the door. But there is in the common room a hearth and a cooking pot. So if anyone wants to make.
A stew of some variety.
Stew, peas, porridge, anything like that.
We'll go about it. Make some kind of nice soup of some variety for everybody. As somebody has given us a place to stay, I'll cook them a nice meal.
So nice of you, Bracken.
Yes, of course.
Alright. And you can eat, and it comes time for rest. So, how do you handle that? Do you trust? Do you try and take watches? Or do you just take one of the private rooms and sleep?
Uh, I think a watch would be nice.
Be in order.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I mean,
are
we can't
you
be too trusting here.
are you all in one of the private rooms, or are you staying out in the main room?
For watch, I'll go out in the main room.
Yeah, well, I think that's the way we'll do it. We'll just go in cycles for main room.
All right. So, uh, Ulcus will take the second watch for Cecil Wise.
Mhm.
And then Avi first, Bracken third.
Sure.
Yep.
All right. So, Avi, you of course see Ulcus out by the door in the main room, where he is settled in for the evening, just sort of leaning up against the wall. And as your watch begins, go ahead, roll for me a perception check.
Not bad.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. What would you like to do on your watch, if anything?
I think I'm gonna cast Ascending to Ron. Just a quick one. We're on our way. Maybe half a day. But I'll be there soon.
It soothes me to hear that. I am anxious. I wish to hold you once more.
Ow.
So, the only thing that you really notice on your watch is that Edie at some point had gone outside and is coming back, but you can see from the slightly transparent walls that she's coming back from the wagon, and she's got this large empty bowl with her as she enters back into the strange magical cabin. Noticing, that you're awake and out here, she just gives a smile and wanted to make sure everyone else was fed as well.
It's nice of you.
And she doesn't really say much else, just sets the bowl down and will head to the room that seems to be her own. But other than that, nothing else happens on your watch, Avi.
That's great.
Okay. No one is awoke during the second watch with screams or cries for help, so that all
Good.
goes well. And then it is third watch with Bracken.
Yeah.
Go ahead, roll a perception check.
So Bracken said he was gonna be ready and cool to do a watch and all that, but he passed out in a comfy bed. He got
deep into sleep. So now he's just kind of slowly waking up, kind of shuffling about, going about making breakfast, not really paying attention. He's kind of let his guard down, frankly.
Okay. Then, morning comes, and you all can press your long rest buttons,
Correct.
and as Edie wakes, takes that same bowl from before Avi, and you can see her sprinkle a pouch, into it and then take water, and whatever she sprinkled begins to grow, and it has the consistency of oatmeal,
Okay.
as she will take that bowl out towards the wagon in the morning.
Right. I'll finish up my breakfast and pick up my bag and I'll come with you.
If you want. It's a very easy job to be done.
Oh, good. Now I gotta check on Catman anyway.
He was sleeping last night during dinner.
Bless him.
She'll head out to the wagon, and you're able to follow her. And she opens up the back and steps up into it with the bowl, and she starts just giving spoonfuls of the stuff to the different creatures that need to consume things. So obviously the will-o-wisps get nothing, but
Yeah. Screw them anyway.
right.
Yeah.
And then after the spoonfuls are divvied out, she places the bowl on the ground, and Catman comes and starts eating the remains that were given to him. And when breakfast is done, the bowl is retrieved and brought back inside. So, eventually, anyone who is not already out of the magical cabin is ushered out, as Edie will collapse the magic and take her seat up at the bench. And, well, we've got one more day at most. Hopefully we'll get there before then. I'd like to get some trading done.
Yes, hopefully before a full day. That would be nice.
So, as you set out, Avi,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you make me the survival roll? You have advantage
Yeah.
because of Ilkus.
Alright. That's a 20.
Alright. As your group moves, it's pleasant today. Very similar to how it was yesterday, with Edie being very quiet unless, questions are posed her way. Every so often, of course, there's just a simple comment placed out in the wild that can or cannot be responded to. It's up to your choice. So, but about a little over halfway you can see the gates of Volumnia, just a few miles off.
Hmm.
Lone Tide River is very visible now. And you'll definitely make it there before end of day.
Okay.
Unless, you know, the giant flutter worm comes in and
All
No,
right.
no,
blocks
no,
you.
no, no. No flutterworms.
but what's the possibility of that?
Mm. Just want to fix the cat man and go back to my girlfriend,
There
please.
you go.
So, as you get to the gate, there are a set of Cypress Sprig guards, that are, you know, asking for, you know, purposes within the city, you know, typical guard stuff. Roll for me perception checks.
Yeah, that'll look good.
Reckon you don't. This is normal stuff. You're starting to
Yeah,
zone
whatever.
out.
Who cares?
Yeah.
God, that was a good bit.
Avi,
Mm.
you would notice that Edie reaches into the pouch and sprinkles some of the stuff onto her hands before reaching out to shake hands with the Cypress Sprig guards. And bit of just, you know, polite conversation. She tells them she's just bringing in some wares into the city for trading. And with a just quick glance to the wagon behind, as well as to, you know, your group traveling with her, the Cypress Sprigs nod and let your group forward.
Nice.
And you are once more on the familiar streets of Volumnia. You've said that you were looking to get to the city, and we're here, and why don't I, since I have to go do business of my own, why don't I make sure that your cat figure gets to someone who can remove the curse?
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Of course.
Take good care of him, yeah.
They will be under my best. So, as your group splits ways, where do you head? Do you head straight towards the safe house?
Yes.
Yeah, you're able to make it there. You would notice when you arrive at the safe house that Ulcus is not with you.
Hmm. Didn't even say goodbye. Wow.
Mm.
You know what? I'm gonna cast Sending.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna send to Ulcus. Hey, you know, first of all, thank you. Second of all, say goodbye next time. Huh?
Yeah.
When Ulcus responds, you can hear that he's whispering. I didn't want her to know that I was following her by announcing my departure from your group.
Wow,
What do you
alright.
say?
He's following that lady.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think he might have gotten the same vibes that I was getting.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, let's go in. Yeah, let's get back to our people.
Yeah, that works. Let's go check in on everybody.
All right. You're able to enter, and in the safe house, you, of course, have the ever-present Varin, the head of Lumian's safe house. And Lefriga, you would see, is present as well. He's sort of leaned back in his chair, feet up on the table, a position you've seen him in before. And Varin will look as you return and, welcome back.
Thanks. We're not staying long. We're just gonna
No.
pop back.
I would insist that you stay for dinner, as it is almost at dinner time.
That would be lovely, but I really can't. I gotta go. Next time, I promise. I can feel you trying to draw me back in, but Varen, let me tell you, I have to go.
Very well.
All right, thank you.
You do notice that as you say this has piqued Lefriga's interest. He is no longer seated on the ground. Or he's no longer on the back too. Like he's full 4 feet of the chair on the ground.
I'm like, peek over. Hey, keep your chair like that. You're gonna end up on your back.
Didn't realize you turned into my mother.
Me. I'm sorry. I'm in a bad mood. I have to go.
Well, if you're heading back, might as well join you. And he'll stand up.
All right.
We are, of course, a team on this mission.
Sure. Yeah. But I mean, it's so close to dinner time.
Well, if you're not sticking around, sure that Vern could understand that I need to go as well if something's so dire.
So true. All right. Come on.
And as Varin or Lefriga looks over, do let Nixa know that our friends are back. And it's not difficult to get back to the sanctum. It is, of course, just the teleportation in the basement, and then, of course, the reporting in with Zephyr.
Of course.
Yep,
So important.
it is.
I know.
She makes sure that people are aware of that. And as you are back in the sanctum, I assume you're looking for Ron first and foremost.
Sure.
Alright. And it doesn't take you very long to find her. You check the different areas. Like, there's only so many places one could be here, even
I bet
as
she's in the library.
As she has been in other turbulent times, you do find her in the library. She seems to, have a MO. Though this time, she seems to be very... While it's outwardly looking focused, you know Ron intimately at this point. You can see that she's not really focused. Her eyes are scanning a page, but she's not actually taking in any information.
I'll walk over quietly. Hi, stranger.
She looks over quickly, and upon seeing that it's you, she stands up, and you see her face is filled with relief. You are okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
No, it's just very different seeing it with my own eyes. And as she says that, she, reaches out and brushes her knuckles across your cheek.
Are you okay?
Worried. I'm worried. I don't know what drug is he's planning, or if it will be coming soon or not. He is...
What did he say?
He said that he knew where you were, and that you and I, and I assume he meant everyone else, would not be able to hide from him.
Should have killed that man when we had the chance. It'll be alright.
Hope so. But it is a weight lifted, seeing you here and unharmed.
I tried to get here as fast as I could.
You're here now. And as she says that, she steps forward and just wraps her arms around you and just holds you.
I'll put my arm around her and squeeze tight.
It's long enough that you can hear the sort of picked up pace of Ron's heart slow down to its natural cadence. And just a few minutes longer than, or moments longer than that. It's really just sort of bask in the embrace. When it breaks, you'd notice that the subject of her book, that she wasn't really paying much attention to, is a familiar one to her research topics. Though this time it seems, much more narrowed down. As she is looking into Earth Genasi and Dao.
Kind of look at it and make a mental note. I'll hold her hand. Have you eaten yet?
I do not remember. Which means that I
Oh.
probably should eat.
Yeah, let's go find some food.
With that, you are able to head out to one of the communal areas, perhaps meet up with the others. But we'll see what that looks like in our next session.